Hello and welcome. Today we're going to be doing emulsified sugar scrubs. The recipe again is from Cosmetic Safety Solutions. This is a ready-made assessment. You get the recipe and assessment all together and methodology. So I've already weighed everything out. I've got in here my olive M and my citral alcohol, and that's going to go onto a double boiler. So we're going to leave that to melt down for a few minutes. And then once it started melting down, we're going to add the shea. So we just give that a bit of a chance to melt down because it has a higher melting point than the shea. So it gives it a chance to just melt down, and then we add that. So whilst we are waiting for that to melt down, we're going to do the xanthan gum mixture. So I've got glycerine weighed out in here, and we're going to add the xanthan gum powder into that, and we're going to mix it. As you can see, my coffee frother is battery starting to go on it. And you want to stir this until it's fully dissolved. I think I'm going to have to go to a normal whisk on this. I was trying to cheat and make life easier for my hands. Okay, so it does take a couple of minutes to mix right down so that it's completely dissolved. As you can see, hopefully in there, not quite yet. So I'm now going to add my shea to it, to the double boiler. And I've got that on the double boiler on my induction plate, nicely melting away. Okay, so back to this. I have given it quite a good stir. It has started to dissolve nicely now. And now I'm going to rehydrate it by adding some distilled water. You must use distilled water for this. This assessment by CSS did get sent off for stability testing and came back with absolute flying colours. So now you need to keep mixing this until it goes gloopy. And as you can see, it's quite runny at the moment. So just keep mixing away. So we'll continue to mix. And as you can see, it's starting to now go gloopy. And we'll put that to one side for a moment. Now I have split everything down into jugs to make it easier to see how everything goes together. And I've now got my safflower in this jug, and I'm going to add my clays. I've had a bit of a play. The clays are flexible on this assessment, and I've decided to do the Brazilian yellow and a little bit of Moroccan red lava clay. So I'm going to put that in there, and hopefully we'll see what colour we come out with. Oh, it's a bit of a brown. I was hoping more for an orange. I've gone too heavy on the red, but never mind. This is for personal use. It might lighten up a little bit once it gets added to the sugar. So give it a good mix, especially if you're using the Brazilian purple, which is renowned for spotting. This yellow is very good. It mixes very well, so does the red. And then once we've got that all mixed down, and we're happy that we've got no particles left in clumps there, we're going to add the polysorbate 80. Just make sure that I get it all in. I wouldn't have used these many jugs had I not been doing a video. I would have at this point weighed my poly 80 straight into here. Okay, and we'll give that a mix up. And now we have ready our colour, our xanthan gum mix, our shea, etc. is melting away nicely. In here I've got my essential oil blend. Today I've done lemon, black pepper and Litzy, and I've got my caster sugar. I'm using caster sugar. I wanted a fine sugar scrub. The granulated works perfectly as well, but is a lot coarser obviously. I'm now going to add my gloopy xanthan gum into my clay mix with my safflower. Make sure I get it all out. And I'm going to give that a bit of a mix. Hear my double boiler going away like mad. It's set to 120 degrees Celsius, so not mega high. I'm just going to pop that on there for now and go in with my spatula. They're all nicely mixed in, and we're just waiting for those oils to melt down. So you can see my shea, my citral alcohol and my olive ends melted down nicely, and then I'm going to pour this mixture straight in. All my fluid oils, my xanthan gum, my clay, everything except for the essential oils. Now I would normally do this in a balloon mixer, stand mixer with a balloon whisk, but as I didn't want to create too much noise unnecessarily today, I'm going to hand mix this, which can be done, and make sure I get every last bit out. And so today I've decided to just do it in a jug. That's all incorporated quite well now, and the temperature should have come down quite a lot now with adding the cold oils etc. to it. So now I feel I can add my essential oils, and that will obviously bring the temperature down even more. So absolutely everything is in that jug, ready to go into my sugar. And here we go. Not so easy one-handed. This is a lot easier if you use a stand mixer. I always use metal jugs when I'm making anything in a double boiler because it retains the heat which gives you longer time to work with it. If you're using plastic, it will obviously cool down a lot faster. So as I say, it's a lot easier if you're using the stand mixer, but it's still quite doable in a jug with a whisk. Maybe should have got a bigger whisk. As you can see, that's incorporating really nicely, and I've got more of my orangey colour that I was after as well. Okay, so I have already sterilised my tubs. I have wiped them out as well with IPA. I've used 99% rubbing alcohol. You can use 70. In fact, it said that 70 is actually better. And I think you safely say that that's been well incorporated, and it's literally as easy as just pouring it in. You could do this on scales so that you get the exact amount in that you require. I'm not selling these are for personal use. Therefore it doesn't matter what the weight is. I'm a very messy worker, as you can see. And there you go, it's as simple as that. Now you do need to leave the lids off until they're completely cooled down. They will firm up slightly, so not quite as fluid, and I will show you product in use on another video. Thank you for joining me.